Hello, and welcome to Business at Bedtime. Tonight, we're taking a quiet moment to reflect on a life that brought joy to millions, yet was shadowed by a private, relentless struggle. We're talking about Matthew Perry, the man who gave us the unforgettable Chandler Bing. For a decade, he was our friend, the one we could count on for a perfectly timed sarcastic remark and a laugh that echoed through living rooms across the globe. His character was a master of comedic defense, using humor as a shield. But behind that beloved smile, Matthew Perry was fighting a secret battle, one that demanded more courage than any punchline ever could. His journey wasn't just a Hollywood story, it was a human story. It began long before he landed the role that would define a generation. As a teenager, he was a nationally ranked tennis player in Canada, a life of discipline and ambition. But an injury rerouted his path, leading him to acting and eventually to the iconic purple apartment of Friends. The show was a rocket ship to stardom. Overnight, Matthew and his co-stars became some of the most famous people on the planet. The pressure was immense. The world wanted Chandler, but Matthew had to navigate being Matthew. His battle with addiction started quietly, not with a bang, but with a prescription. Following a jet ski accident in 1997, he was given painkillers. For someone already grappling with the pressures of fame and a predisposition to dependency, it was a dangerous turning point. What began as a way to manage physical pain soon became a way to numb the emotional kind. And as the world laughed along with Chandler's antics, Matthew was sinking. He later described it as a deep loneliness, a feeling of being disconnected even when surrounded by people. Looking back at photos and episodes from that era, the physical changes are stark. His weight fluctuated dramatically, a visible sign of the war being waged within. He admitted he couldn't even watch Friends because it was like a highlight reel of his struggle. He could tell what he was using based on how he looked season by season. Imagine that. The source of so much joy for us was a painful reminder for him. He was present on set, delivering his lines with impeccable timing, but he often felt like he was somewhere else entirely, trapped in a cycle he couldn't break. His castmates were his family, and they knew. They tried to be there for him, offering support in the ways they could. Jennifer Aniston was one of the first to confront him, her concern coming from a place of love. It was a lifeline, a sign that he wasn't as alone as he felt. He described their support as being like penguins. When one is sick or injured, the others surround it, prop it up, and walk with it until it can stand on its own. That's what the cast of Friends did for him. They propped him up, episode after episode, season after season. The struggle was long and arduous. He went to rehab 15 times. He spent millions of dollars trying to get sober. There were moments of clarity and hope, followed by devastating relapses. One of the most severe health scares came when his colon burst from opioid overuse. He was given a 2% chance of survival. He spent 2 weeks in a coma and months in the hospital, fighting for his life in the most literal sense. It was a terrifying wake-up call. A moment that forced him to confront the absolute brink. Surviving that ordeal changed everything. It was no longer just about getting sober for himself. It was about finding a new purpose. Matthew realized his story, his pain, could be a beacon for others lost in the same darkness. He transformed his former Malibu home into Perry House, a sober living facility for men. He became a passionate advocate, speaking openly about addiction and lobbying for drug court programs, which offer treatment instead of jail time for nonviolent offenders. He found a new calling, not in making people laugh, but in helping people heal. He wanted to be remembered not just as Chandler Bing, but as someone who helped others. He wrote in his memoir, "When I die, I don't want Friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want helping others to be the first thing that's mentioned. And I'm going to live the rest of my life proving that." He understood that the greatest punchline isn't a witty comeback, but a life turned around. His honesty was his new form of courage. By sharing his darkest moments, he dismantled the shame that so often accompanies addiction. He taught us that vulnerability is a superpower. In a world that often demands perfection, especially from its stars, Matthew Perry showed us the messy, painful, and ultimately beautiful reality of being human. He reminded us that the people who make us laugh the loudest are sometimes the ones who are hurting the most. His story is a powerful prompt to look beyond the surface, to check in on our friends, and to lead with compassion, because we never truly know the battles others are fighting. The legacy of Chandler Bing is one of laughter, friendship, and comfort. It's a legacy that will endure for generations. But the legacy of Matthew Perry is one of resilience, hope, and the profound power of using one's own struggle to light the way for others. He fought his battle in the shadows so that others might one day find their way into the light. He turned his pain into purpose. And in doing so, he offered a different kind of happy ending, one that wasn't written as script, but was earned through a lifetime of fighting for a second chance. As we wind down tonight, let's hold a thought for Matthew Perry. Let's remember the laughter he gave us, but also the lessons he taught us about strength and survival. His life is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is hope. And if you or someone you know is struggling, please know that reaching out is a sign of immense strength. Help is available, and you don't have to fight your battles alone. Thank you for joining us on Business at Bedtime. Sleep well,